One of the questions that I often use in certain situations is, if there was a loving God, would you want him to find you? I'll say that to somebody.
That's an interesting question.
If there was a loving God, so I'm talking.
Oh, you're talking to somebody who's not a
reflecting
believer.
a non-Christian person.
Yeah.
If there was a loving God, would you want him to find you? Most answer yes, because who wouldn't want that? But there are a few that have said to me no, and when I've questioned them, one guy I'm thinking of in particular, he said, "No, I'm not deserving of that." And I said, "Well, you're the very person that he's come for.
Yeah.
None of us are." And I go to Waikaria prison. I used to before lockdown started, and half the prison got burnt down before that. Blah blah blah, and I often have inmates come to me at the end of a session, and they'll share their heart very very briefly because they're being ushered out by the guards, and they'll talk about stuff they've done and how surely they can't be forgiven for that. And I reassure them that that's exactly what God does. He loves you enough to want to reach you wherever you are. And that's where he reached me, and maybe that's where he reached you. And that's exactly what he wants to do for all of us, is to reach us at our point of need, and then to bring comfort and healing and reassurance. I said to the inmates, once I took advantage of the opportunity. Actually, it was a cold day, and the guard couldn't get the heater going in the hall that we were having our meeting in. And I said to the inmates as they were walking in, going like this, "Get the effing heater going," was what they were saying, and it was never going to go. The guard was making a valiant attempt because he had to be trying to do something.
Yeah, he's got to do something.
And I said to the inmates, "Imagine the heater was going. How would you be feeling?" And they said, "Well, we'd be feeling warm, wouldn't we?" I said, "Okay, so now the heater's going, so this room's now warm, so use your imagination, but you're on the other side of the door there. How are you feeling?" "We're cold." I said, "So what do you need to do to get warm?" And so they had some very creative ideas I hadn't considered, but one of them came up with the idea of opening the door, which was the idea I was thinking of. And so you open the door and you walk into where the warmth is. And I said, "Okay, whose job is it? Is it the heater's job to come out and find you out there, or is it your job to open the door to come into where the warmth is?"
Yeah.
And they said, "No, of course it's our job to come into where the warmth is." And so then I took it a little further and I said, "Who here wants love, joy and peace?" And all of them, these are big tough guys, all of them said, "Of course we effing do." And I said, "Well, God claims to be the source of love, joy and peace. Maybe one of the reasons you're not experiencing like you wanted is because, like the heater, you're away from where the warmth is found. You're away from where the love is found." They got it, and I left it at that. But that's the quest, isn't it, Rob? The quest is for us as Christians, the quest really is to represent Christ in such a way that people are drawn to him.